Toastmasters and guests. I'm Dawn Kinney, for those of you that don't know me. Welcome tonight. So, I don't know about you, but a lot of people in here I know have a problem saying no. I tend to be a pleaser, and I oversay things that I know deep down inside I don't have a passion for, I don't want to do. But sometimes that person weighs me down, and I just say, okay, well maybe, all right. When deep down I know, I just want to say no. How many of you have that feeling often? Well, I was thinking about this, and I came across our Toastmasters magazine. I don't know if any of you have got this in the mail yet, this issue this month. And I came across Positively Not. And I saw this lady with the big no. And I thought, wow, that is me. And starting 2015, I wanted to learn of ways to nicely and politely say no with meaning and make people understand that I really just mean no. So tonight, I'm going to share with you some tips on how to say no when you really mean it. I thought this interesting. Whatever the mouth say, the heart knows the truth. When our words and behaviors are at odds, our thoughts and feelings, we suffer. And I think a lot of people do suffer. And in doing research, I found on the Mayo Clinic, actually, there's a whole study on not saying no. And there was a whole, probably 30 or 40 addictions that started with not saying no. Some addictions I've never even heard of, that I didn't even know existed, were on this page. But the Mayo Clinic now has found that more people are stressed out and burned out in their professional lives and in their personal lives from always saying yes to things they don't really want to be involved in. And they found that in the workplace, more people now in the last 20 years leave work or leave a job on stress. So our productivity now is lower than it was 20 years ago for a lot of big companies. And their medical expenses now is higher than before because they're paying for people to go to rehabs or doctor's appointments because they're burnt out and they're stressed out from never saying no. So saying no, it's really not selfish. How can it be selfish if you're doing something for yourself that's helping you? It's going to help you find something new. Maybe a new restaurant you've been wanting to go to and your spouse never wants to go. Maybe that next time your wife or your husband says, I want to go to that Mexican restaurant. Say no. I'd like to go to Chinese tonight. Who knows? Maybe they wanted to go there too. They just never wanted to say anything. So you get to find something new that you've been wanting to try. Excuse me. And saying yes all the time is just going to cause burnout. And you're never going to allow somebody else the chance to do something that they've been wanting to step up to the plate. And I know in my profession, I tend to take on too much. I never want somebody else to step in because I think maybe they won't do it as good as I do, but they'll never achieve, and I'm never going to grow. And in the end, I probably wouldn't have done as good a job if I would have just said, you know what, why don't you help me out? So tonight, I'm going to give you a few tips and being a little more assertive and saying no and meaning it. So tip number one, just be firm and just politely, assertively say no. So everybody, can you say no? Just say no.
No.
No. There you go.
No way.
And I know a lot of people find this very hard. But number two, don't lead people on. If you know you can't take that extra call tonight, or you know you don't really want to go to that party this weekend, don't say, well, maybe I'll get back to you. Let me think on it, when deep down inside you really know you're not going to go. So just say no. It's going to cause them to not be mad at you, and you're going to be less stressed out. You're not going to be trying to do 100 million things instead of just saying no. And thirdly, if they ask you to explain, you don't need to explain. Just say, I'm sorry, but my schedule's full, and I'll get back to you when I'm available. And lastly, just say no. Just be calm about it and assertively. And the more calm you are, it brings balance back to the situation, and it will be better in your personal and professional relationships. So I hope these tips have helped you. I know I'm reading them. It's been helping me in the last week with certain things I needed to just delegate out. So next time somebody asks you to do something you don't really want to do, say no and mean no, and make them understand you really just mean no. So thank you.